Hello YouTube, hello internet, hello model friends. How are we all doing today? This is a quick video on Meet the Fleet. I'm proper excited today because I do like this locomotive that I'm showing. There's a bit of a story behind this loco. It's got a fancy colouring on it, which is not everybody's flavour of the month. But the guy who actually painted this locomotive, he's quite a renowned person in Germany. But this loco started out in 2008. It's a BR185 and the running number on it's 6020. And originally it wasn't in this this fancy colour work that this guy's done on the side of the loco. It was in a normal colour, and this loco swapped hands with a couple of different companies. It's now with HSL Logistics GmbH, which is the equivalent of limited company in Germany, and it pretty much works out of Hamburg now. They've got their headquarters, the EVU headquarters for Hamburg, for this particular company. And they operate goods and passenger services, and they actually cross borders with the Netherlands, Austria, Poland and even the Czech Republic. So this loco gets about quite a lot. It's quite visible. I've recently watched on YouTube as a video of it pulling some of the wagons I've got on the back of this today, pulling storage wagons and tankers. And when this loco was originally created by Bombardier, it was made in Kassel in Germany in 2009, and then a year later it was bought by a British company called Beacon Rail Leasing Ltd, and it was run out of Austria and Switzerland, and it worked with Crossrail AG, which is part of what this English company had a connection with. And they bought the Traxx in 2009 and used it predominantly to tug heavy goods about. But obviously cost effectiveness and all that, they sold it to HSL, who since then have obviously rebranded the vehicle, as you can see, or the loco. They've rebranded it in their colours, and they've got a couple of locos. They've got a V60, which is a small diesel shunter. I believe they've got some others in the fleet as well, a couple of other diesels and stuff like that. But this is predominantly their main loco that they use for pulling the goods about, and it is seen on a regular basis. The guy called Simon Winacker, he transformed this, and he's well renowned for his erratic colouring, if you want to call it erratic. More of an artistic colouring, really, I suppose we should say. But this loco is really nice. It's a sound loco, it's DCC, it comes in analog as well. The article number for this particular loco is 738879, and you can see it's got 4 pantographs on it. The reason for that is so that they can move through different countries in Europe to allow for the different power surges. The roof on top of it's pretty cool as well. You can't see a lot of it. You can just see the red lines where they're connected on there, but it is quite nice on top. There's quite a lot of detail. And let's fire this up so you can hear it. This is F1. That's it fully started up now, and 0 as normal. It's the lights. Probably saw the lights come on at the front. Let's turn them off, turn them on so you can see them again. There you go. And then F2 is the horn. F3 is a double horn. F4, F5. That's the compressor. F6 only works when it's driving. It reduces the speed by 50% and brakes it. F7 is the cab conditioning, air conditioning. F8, you won't be able to see F8 because what F8 does, it turns the lights off at the back here. There's 2 red lights are on because it's moving forward. so you can do it so you can turn them lights off. It actually turns the 2 red lights off and creates a white light on one side. But there's another one that you can use, which is F11, which turns off the rear lights on the back of the cab. And there's another one, F12, which turns the front ones off, so when the rear ones are working, when it's pushing backwards, you don't have the white cab lights for, on the wagons or passenger wagons. Then we've got F9, which is similar. It's for humping. It only works when it's sort of like shunting. F10 is mute. F11 is the light, and F12 are the reverse set of lights, like I just mentioned a minute ago. So if I push F12 now, you'll see that the 3 front lights have just gone out. Just do it again. You can only see it barely because it's like quite close to the camera. And then we've got F13. Right, so please climb aboard, close the doors and be careful, it's about to drive off. And 14 is uncoupling and coupling. 15 is sand on the brakes. And 16, short. 17 is long. And 18, very short. Number 19 is an announcement. Number 20, also an announcement. So there's 3 announcements on this loco. And then that was F20. F21 is braking, and it only works when the inertia is on, so let's just move it forward. So as you can hear, it's got a fantastic braking sound on it. And I've stopped the train before it actually finishes. Fantastic filming by me, not. But you get the gist, it's really nice. It does take a bit of effort to get it to work in conjunction with the video, obviously. But I think you get the gist of it. It does work and it is smart. And the loco itself is really nice. I mean, the colouring of it, I mean, it's not everyone's flavour of the month, but and I'm sure once it's been aged a little bit as well, and I've got a bit of natural weathering, you know, down where the grooves are and along the bottom where it gets quite dirty from travelling about, and obviously water drainage marks down where all the lines are here, all look pretty smart. So that's basically my BR185. And just pulling it, obviously you can see at the back there, we've got a few silage wagons here. I'll let the loco run through, and then we'll call the video the day. Call it a day. But you can see these are the only wagons that actually don't have profi couplings on, because the couplings, you can only run the wagons in this direction. If you try to turn the wagon around, the couplings are too close, and it'll come off on the corners. So it kind of it shunts the wagons together when it's driving. You might be able to see that they're banging together a little bit as it's driving along very slowly. They're like nudging into each other. Which is that's a bit of a problem with the actual the couplings, creating that problem, because they're not actually fixed together really tight like the profi ones do. So it has that kind of effect when it's driving slow. That's another reason why I prefer the profi couplings. But it's because the wheels are so smooth that these wagons will just roll. Compared to English wagons, if you pop a Fleischmann wagon on the track, the momentum you get from a wagon is quite ridiculous. They'll just run down the track a long way, compared to an English one or manufacturers who tend to sort of like slow down really quickly. So the wheel effect of these is really good. You can see that some of them wagons are actually weathered as well. They were weathered by Fleischmann. Not my favourite weathering, if I'm honest, because they've just been slapped together. But you know, that's just that's the way it is. Forgive my hand there, just popping the speed up so I can get it around the table. I also bought a couple of small bits and pieces. You can see I've got a man wagon to carry some container wagons. I also bought myself a German double-decker coach, which is quite smart as well. I've got a few of them vehicles that I purchased recently. Also bought myself a new building, the Warwick, which is a guitar building factory, but that's mainly for my module set out. In the background here you'll see my PKP cargo, which I did last week in Meet the Fleet. This is the one who's got the faulty headlamp on the back. It's on that side there, so I'm just waiting to send that back, just waiting for a replacement. But you'll notice I have actually got a replacement that I've just replaced. I've got a second one which is just pulled up here, so you can see I've actually got a couple of these now. I do like the Loco, it was a bit of a shame that there was a bit of a problem with it originally. So let's pop the sound on while it just pops past. So you know, this is now perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. So the fact that it actually works properly now, I'm pretty made up. So again, you know, I've got the Loco that I wanted, and I wanted a couple of these. One to pull my core wagons, and one to pull the what you call it at the back of the hopper wagons. So I'm pretty happy that I've got a pair of them now. Anyway, I'll let these pull out of the station or out of the goods yard here, and then we'll call it a day. Thanks very much for watching. I'm going to be doing a bit of video shortly as well on well, I've got my weathering room upstairs where I do a lot of my weathering on my wagons and locos and stuff. And whilst I'm undecided whether I'm going to do a video on how to weather, because a lot of people have done that already. Don't really want to do that, but I might do another one of just tricks and tips that I do when I'm and some of the equipment that I use. Because everyone's got a different method of doing stuff, and you know, mine might be different to someone else's. So I'm going to show a video of my little room upstairs where I do sit down and do that. But unfortunately, due to a recent car accident a couple of years ago, I can't spend a lot of time sitting down. I'm not looking for any sympathy here either, by the way. You know, it's just life, you get on with it, don't you? But I'm a bit restricted to what I can do when my back's sitting and standing and all that sort of stuff. Hence why these videos are quite short. But I'm going to do something like that in the future. And just as a closing shot here, you can probably see those wagons in the background there. Let me just flip my so these are these are actually beer wagons, and it's a set I've just picked up, and just pull it apart. You'll see it's got like a bar on the bottom there which clips together with the other vehicle. I just bought a pair of these, 2 boxes. The item number is 823304. They're really smart wagons, and let's see if I can focus that in better. These wagons are from Paderborn, and they're Paderborn Pils wagons. I actually lived in Paderborn when I was a youngster, and I went to school near Paderborn. I went to Detmold school, so it's a long time ago. I was 8 when that happened, many years ago when I lived in Germany. And this is Detmold's where I bought my first train set from, and it had like a V60 in it, a Burgundy V60 or V100, and an 80 steam loco, a BR80. So it's been a long time, and that's basically where I started my modelling. Started in Germany when I lived in Detmold. So Paderborn Pils was a massive factory there in Paderborn that made beer, and I remember it as a child. So it's a long time ago. And so that particular area around Detmold, Hereford, Hanover, Piviside, there's lots of places around there that I used to live and used to drive about and mess about in. So this is the reason why I bought these, because it kind of brought back a lot of memories from when I lived out there, and I really enjoyed my time in Germany. It was fantastic. And as a young child, living in another country when you're English, it was like a really good experience. The only downside to that is we changed school because my dad was in the forces all the time, so kind of like forever changing schools every 1 or 2 years. So my education suffered a lot when I was younger, and I had to catch up on it when I got older. But anyway, that's a bit of an old reminiscent story there, and that's the reason why I bought these wagons. So I got 2 boxes of that. So I hope you enjoyed my video. If you want to see a few more or see some tips and stuff that I'm going to be doing with my module building coming up, just ordered a load of stuff for that. So that's going to be commencing just at the end, maybe March, April, maybe even beginning of May, and I'll be doing some videos on that. Might even do some live streams as well. So enough rambling from me. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, folks, and share my videos with folks. Let's get this out and about. I'm trying to get to 50 subs. Once I get to 50 subs, that's when I'm going to start building my modules. So give us a like, give us a sub, and look forward to all your feedback. Please, if you've got any questions or anything, or you've got any stories that you want to reminisce about, if you've been to Germany or been anywhere, anything that sort of sparked you getting your first loco, let us know below. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Thanks for watching my video. Bye bye.